Welcome to another exciting tutorial on Laravel, and in today's tutorial we're going to be talking about Laravel's templating engine Blade. So in the previous video we saw that we could pass data to views by passing parameters to the routes. So if I do that, so we have the updated route, and if you have not checked it, please go. I would recommend you to go and check it out. So in today's video, let us understand Laravel's templating engine Blade in a more depthful manner. So, first things first, let me just go to my routes. Okay, I'll just change this root directory route to something called as a home. Okay, and mind you, I've not still created that the view file for home. Okay, let's go ahead and create that view file. Let me just go to the views folder and I'll say new file and I'll say home. What should be the extension? It's home.blade.php. Good. So we have created the home.blade.php file. So we have taken care of this route. Just to confirm, let's see what do we have. It should be a blank page. Good. So it's loading home.blade.php file. So to set things up, I'll just make it really quick, and the way I make it quick is I'll just copy Bootstrap CSS straight into this. Okay, let me just get to Bootstrap. I've gone to bootstrap.com, and inside that bootstrap.com I've clicked on getting started. Oh, it's getbootstrap.com. Yeah. So here, if I just go there and I'll just say, suppose I want this. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just view page source, and straight away I'll just copy this and put it on my home page. Okay, pretty good. Let us check out if this is loading good. Oops, it's not loading because it's pretty much not finding the CSS file. Let us fix that first. So what I'll do is I'll have to find a proper replacement for the CSS file. So it's trying to load from the local directory, but I do not have any CSS. Let us load it online. So the way I do that is, let me go to get Bootstrap and let's go back to getting started. Here we have the link to bootstrap.min.css, which is what we are looking for. I'm just copying it, and let me just override it by pasting it here. And now let's get rid of this. This is not really essential. And here I think this is also not essential for us. Let's keep it really simple. And I think this is also not essential. Yeah, because anyway we are not doing any custom CSS, and this is not a CSS tutorial. Okay, so here we grabbed bootstrapmin.css from online, and if we scroll down, Bootstrap would expect us to load the JavaScript file. I'll get rid of this also. I'm not worried about this at this point, and this not required. I'll just locate bootstrapmin.js file, and the way I do that is it's over here. Bootstrap minified JavaScript file, and let me just get rid of this and paste it here. So what did I do? I simply loaded the CSS file not from my local directory. I'm loading it from the internet. Likewise, I'm doing the same for the JavaScript file. Because I did not have any local files, so fair enough, let us just save it and try to see if what we are doing is going to help us. Sure, it helped us. So here we have the project name, about, Dropdown, everything pretty good. It's pretty interesting, but what I want is I want to make this a little bit dark. And by the way, this is not Let me remind you, this is not a CSS tutorial, but I don't kind of like it, in the default manner. So just a second, let's fix it. So here I made it inverse, so it's now black. Pretty good. So now what we want is we want to use Laravel's templating engine. See, for example, if we didn't use Laravel's templating engine, now if I create another page, if I create another view page, then I should, if I want the navbar to be coming on top like this for the next page also, what should I do? I must again copy everything. I should copy the navbar, everything, and then paste it on that other page, and that would be a pain, because if I want that to be present on every page, I should do it over and over again. So what I mean by that is, look, let me just make it really quick. Let me just duplicate this. Yeah, duplicate. Now what I'll do is I'll say contact, or let's say home2.blade.php. So right now home2 is also pretty much going to be having the navbar, because I just duplicated and it contains all the code that we had created in the home1 or home.blade.php file. So my lookout is, I don't want this to be present in every single page. I don't want to have pages loading over and over from the top. So Laravel's templating engine Blade has a very good solution for this, and that solution is by something called as Masterpages. So what do I mean by that? Let me just create a new directory, and what did I do? Let me just create a new folder, and I'll call it layouts. Okay. Now inside this layouts folder, let me create a new file, and I'll call it app.blade.php. Good. So now this app.blade, let us see what we can do to this app.blade. I want my navbar to be present in every single page. So navbar is a universal element. So there is a simple workaround for this. What I'll do, from my home.blade.php file, I'll just grab the navbar components, and okay, let me just grab everything and I'll put it here. Okay, so I've just taken everything here, and now I'll just make title is app hyphen app name, and I'll say this is where Blade's power kicks in. I'll say at yield, IELD, and then I'll say title, TITLE. You might be wondering what this is. So basically yield is going to give us the content that we want. So in our case, we want the content to be the title. And if let me just calm down here. Okay, let me just come here. Now I'll create a div tag. Div, I'll have a class of container, and then I'll do end of div tag. And now what I'll do is something that we should look for. So it is at section, at yield, IELD, at yield, I'll call it content, or I'll say body, whatever. So I'm using at yield body. What is this going to do? It is going to replace this with the body that we provide. So where is the body? Where is the title that we'd be providing? And that's going to be provided in our page called, see, this page that we are making universal is called as the master page, and this page, which we would be using in our individual pages, would be making use of that master page. So master page contains all this, right? So we don't want it to over and over repeat itself. So let me just get rid of whatever I don't want. I definitely don't want all this, and I want the Jumbotron, and of course I don't want the body also. And this surely is what I want. Now what I'll do is just to show it to you, let me just go to my home page and then reload. Look, it said now all the CSS is gone, nothing is loading, no Jumbotron, nothing is loading, and it is a bare text. So if I want it to have the navbar on top, I must extend it from the master page, which is app.blade.php. So first of all, let me just extend it. So I'll say at extends, and then I'll choose where should it extend from. Of course, it should extend from my app.blade.php file, which is resident inside the layouts folder. So let me just call it layouts LA, and inside that I'll make it layouts app. Okay, good. Now next, what do we have inside the layouts file? If you look at it, we want the title to be yield. So what I'll do, I'll say at section. Now these are some keywords that you should have remembrance. So I'll just say section, and what is it, what am I referring to? I'm referring it to as a title. And what should exactly the value of the title be? It should be, now you provide whatever you want. I'll just say home. Good. Next, what I will do is I want to have the body, right? So I'll make it at section, and now I'll call it body. Now what is the content of the body? Whatever is present here. And then see, you have something like this. Let us end this section by using end section. So basically this seems a little bit confusing. Just bear with me. Let me try to reload it now. Now if you'll have a look at it, we just, not only did we have the CSS, we are having the Jumbotron as well. And why do we have two Jumbotrons? Answer is simple. We are already having one Jumbotron in the master page, and then we have it in our content. So let's get rid of this first Jumbotron, which we do not want. So the way I do it is I'll go to my app file, and here, let me get rid of this. Now I'll just save it and reload it. Good. So what am I doing? I am loading the navbar from the master page. And where am I having the master page? It is in the app.blade.php file, and look at this. This is where everything is happening. This is where the CSS is, and if you notice, we said app name, and we are telling it to yield the title. If you look at it, the title says home. And where did I get home from? I got it from my other page, which is extending the layouts.app file. And look at this, the section is title and home. So for example, I'll make it home test. Now as you can expect, it should be home test. See, that is how we'll be able to work with Laravel's blade. This is not everything about Laravel's blade. We'll see more about it, but again, yeah, so here we have body. Now what do we have inside the body? We said that the body is the place where, if you look at it here in the master page, we added it under the container class, and then we yielded it at, we said it's a body. So if you look at it, we are telling that this place must be yielded by the content which is tagged as body, and that content is here. The tagging that we gave here is body. Just to prove it to you that if I do a mismatch in the name, it won't work, I'll just make it body 1, and let me just reload it. Look, that body is gone. The body part of the home which had the Jumbotron is gone. So I should just have it properly titled. Now let me just reload it. So here we have the body. And then of course once we begin the section we have to end the section, as long as we do not use a section of this sort where we just specify and we specify, where we just have two elements, one being the ID that which we refer it to, and then the content also is present at that point itself. So this is a basic idea of using master pages in Blade. So you can have so many such sections. So for example, you can have, let me just create another section and I'll make it this time as a footer. Okay, or let me just say body 2, whatever you would want to refer it as, it's up to you. And so what should I do now? I should also create a section here. I'll say add section. Oops, let me just copy this, get rid of this, and let me end it so I don't forget in the end. What was the name that we gave here? We said body 2. Let me just make it body 2 here as well. And now I'll type, this is the content for body 2, and I'll make it a little bit fancy, making it a h3 tag. I'll just save it. Let's just check it out now. If I reload it, I should get something else. Look, this is the content for body 2. So, basically, now I want to ask you a question. I need you to answer this question. My question is, I'm having home 2 here, and is it necessary for me to have all the code here? If you said the answer is no, then you're right. Why? Because we can straight away use the concept of Laravel's templating engine, and then we can have whatever we want to have. So let me get rid of this, and cool. And do you want me to have this? No, because we already have content at the footer in the master page, so I don't want this also. I'll just add another component here. Let's get to Bootstrap and kind of add another component. Let us see, what shall we add? Just for the sake of adding component, let us add a drop down. Would that be fine? Or let us see, what can we add? We'll add, okay, let's add this split button drop downs. Whatever you can add, it's up to you. And I'll get rid of this Jumbotron. Definitely I don't want anything. I'll just do this. Do you think, will this thing work? No. I mean, it would work, but it would be a bare text. Nothing would be understandable, because we are not loading the CSS, and we are not importing anything. So what should we do? We should first of all extend, extends. Extends. What is it extending? Of course, it should extend the app.blade.php file, so which is inside the layouts folder. So I should say layouts.app, and the extension is not required. Extension in the sense the blade.php extension. And now what can I do? I can actually say that I can say section, and then say, of course I should provide the title, and I'll say the title is home 2. Okay, great. Now, is this sufficient? No. Then what is required? We should again add a section, and inside the section we should specify that this is the body, and once we have a section of this sort, we must be able to end the section, end section, and then save it, and I should give it within single quotes. Let's see. Oh, will this home 2 work? No, because we have not set up the routes. Let us set up a route for this also. I'll just say route. I'll just barely copy and paste it, and I'll say home 2. and then what should it return? It should return home to view, because that is the view we created it here. Just copy and I'll just paste it here. Let's see what we have. /home 2. Oops, what do we have? Use of undefined constant layouts in home 2. Let's see, what do we have? Home 2 layouts. Let's see, what did we do? Oh, so we have not added a single quote, right? That is the issue there. Let me reload it. See that? So we have obtained the body part, and the header navbar part is coming from the master page. So likewise, if you want me to prove it once again, I'll just copy this. Okay, let me just copy this completely, and I'll paste it, and I'll just make it content. And now here I'll just add some gibberish text. This is another content. But do you think this will work? No, because it has to be present in the home.blade.php file. I'm sorry, app.blade.php file. Let me create this. I'll just copy and paste it, and then we'll say content. And now if you reload it, this is another content. So this is the basic idea of using, the master pages, extending the master pages, and using these sections. You find out it's difficult. Definitely it's not difficult, and yet you find out there is some difficulty in you understanding this concept. Please leave a comment. I'll try to help you out. And thank you for watching this video. Stay subscribed. We'll get more and more in the next upcoming videos. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe.